In this video we are going to see exception handling in C#. So we are going to work with a problem called library management system, and we'll be seeing some of the exceptions while performing some operations in library management systems. So we'll start from main function here. So this is library management. It's an infinite loop here we have, and there is options given to the user. There is search a book, issue a book to the user, and third option is to exit from the infinite loop. And here we are reading the input, and the choice is one. The user wants to search a book, then we are taking the input from the user using the console.readline, and we have a method called search. I'm passing the name of the book over there, and this method is enclosed in a try block, so that whatever the operations in this search method, if they throw an error, then we'll be using this corresponding catch block to handle that error. So we'll see the user defined exceptions I have defined in this program, that is wrong input exception, already issued exception. So if the input given over here is other than 1, 2 and 3, then we'll be raising this exception, and if the book is already issued to another user, then we'll be raising this exception, and if the book is not found in the library database, then we'll be throwing this exception. So we'll start from the search function. So yeah, this is a search function, right? So this takes one parameter, that is the book name of the book, and here we have static array, string array. So what we'll be having in this array is 2 rows and 5 columns. So 5 columns will be like the name of the books. So these are the books available in the library, and the second row consists of the status of each book. So first one, Java is available, Python is available. So using this status only, will be issuing the books to the user. So this is a 2-dimensional array, string array, and using this get length of 1, that which returns the length of the columns in this array. So if the name of the book, I'm changing all the names into a single case, that is uppercase. If the name of the book is equals to if that is present in 0th row, means this name of the this row, and if that is equals to any of these books, then we'll be writing as book status is available, and we'll be setting the flag as 1, and if the flag is still 0, then we'll be throwing an exception called book not found exception with a message not found. So in this way we'll be utilizing the user defined exception, that is book not found, and we also have another exception called wrong input exception and already issued exception. So we'll be seeing those as well, and that's it. We'll be using this catch block to handle that exception, book not found exception. If the choice is true, then we'll be trying to issue the book to the user. So in that case also we'll be using this search function, and once the search function raises any exceptions, and then these statements will not be executed, right? So if the search function is successfully executed without throwing any exception, that means that the book is available. So in that case we'll be issuing the book to the user. So these are the lines of code that actually represent the part of issuing a book to the user. So using this loop, we'll be finding the book in the 2-dimensional array. So we'll be checking if the status of the book is available in the second row, that is rows 1 and column I, that is this is a loop variable, and if that is available, then we'll be setting a flag, and we'll be changing the value in that array as issued, and we'll be printing a statement called book name issued. And if the flag is 0, then we'll be coming to a conclusion that the book is already issued. So then in that case we'll be raising this exception. So next exception is about wrong input exception. So we'll be yes. So this catch block is to handle the error if this search method raises any exception, and if this otherwise if flag is 0, then we'll be raising already issued exception, right? So we'll be handling that one using this catch block, and if the choice is 3, then break, else for any other input we'll be having an exception called wrong input received, wrong input exception. So we'll be handling that one using this catch block. So we'll run this program and check for the output. Search book Java, for example, the status available. Now we'll be issuing the book to the user. Book name is Java, book status is available. Now if I search for any other book, for example science, then you can see we got an exception called book not found exception. Now if we'll we'll issue the book. Java is already issued. Now we'll try to issue the book again, Java, and we can see already issued exception has been raised. Now if I give any other input other than 3, let me give 4, then we can see wrong input exception. Now if I give proper input such as 3, will be the loop will be terminated this way. This is about the first program. Now we'll go to the second program in the exception handling. Now so this is another program that explains exception handling in C# using an employee management system. These are the possible exceptions that are raised in an employee management system, that is employee not found, invalid gender exception while entering the data into the two-dimensional array, and this is salary out of bounds. Another one is invalid city exception, invalid input exception. So these are the exceptions. Now we'll start from the main function. Now these are the functionalities. This is enclosed in an infinite loop: add a record, search a record, update a record, delete a record in an employee database, and 5 is to exit from the loop. So here we can see I have a function called add, and each time I add a record, I'm using this function called display, which actually displays the array. Now we'll see the add method. So this is enclosed in a try catch block. So try block. Since add method can raise an exceptions like invalid gender, invalid city, and all those exceptions, we'll see each one of them. Now we'll go to the add function above. So this is the add function. So here we have the add function, and we are taking parameters like ID, name, gender of the employee, and the gender of the employee is not equal to male, or it is not, if that is not equal to female, then we are raising an exception called invalid gender exception, and otherwise will be actually will be having an array of 5 columns and 100 rows, for example, and 5 columns represent ID, name, gender, city, and salary. So if the here I'm using a top variable that actually points to each row while inserting data into the database, so into the two-dimensional array. So if I top is initially set to -1, and each time I increment it and perform the result operation, like that represents the row in the two-dimensional array. So in that particular row, the third column, index 2, represents the gender. So if that is equals to male and female, then I'm directly assigning it to the array. Otherwise, I'm raising an exception. And after that, I'm reading the city. If that is not equals to any of these cities, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai, then I'm raising an exception called invalid city. Otherwise, I'm directly inserting that into the array. And salary must not be less than 10,000, or it must not be less than greater than 5 lakhs. So in that case, I'm raising an exception called salary out of bounds exception. Fine. So this is about the add method. Now we'll come to the search method, searching for an employee. So here we're going to make use of an exception called employee not found exception. So we have a key in the two-dimensional array as ID. So using that ID, we'll be passing that ID to this method, and if that so this is the column 0, right? So first column represents the ID, and if that is equals to the passed ID to the function, then we'll be saying flag is equal to 1 and employee found. If flag is equal to 0, then we'll be raising an exception or employee not found exception. Fine. So that is the search method, and same the case with the update method also. Now first thing, when you update, we have to search for the field to update, right? So we'll read this field from the user, and using this pointer, like if the field is ID, then this pointer contains 0, and for name it contains 1, gender is 2, city is 3, salary is 4, this pointer. So using this pointer only, will be actually locating the exact cell to be updated. And so we are reading the input from the user, change this field to, and based on the user's input will be so if the field is gender, then these are the different fields, right? So in that field, what is the pointer? So that pointer, at that pointer will be actually inserting the updated value. Otherwise, if the gender is again not male and female, we will be raising the same exception, invalid gender exception, and same is for the salary. And while updating the things also, we will be checking for all these exceptions while delete. So this is a delete function now, and so once you delete once you delete, so once you delete data from the database, employee from the database, then we'll be assigning the particular column as deleted. So in that case, if it is not mentioned as deleted, then we'll be assigning the delete string into that one, and otherwise we'll be throwing this exception called employee not found to delete. Fine. So this is the display. I'm just having these column names as the string, and using this loop I'm just printing each value for the column using the get length of 1. That means the column length for a 2-dimensional array. Fine. So that's all about the functions. Now let me, these are all the exceptions and the corresponding catch box. Now we'll run this code, and here we can see if I receive any other input other than 5, then I'm raising an exception called new invalid input exception. So that's it. Now we'll run this code and check for the output. Add a record, enter ID 123, enter the gender male, enter the city, so my salary for example 20,000. Now we can see without raising any exceptions, this data got added into the array. Now we will add a record with some exceptions. Enter ID, for example 1234, name, some name, the gender. If I enter gender other than male or female, suppose if I give M or F, something like this, then you can see exception called invalid gender exception has been raised. Now we'll try to search for a record that is not present. Enter employee ID 234, that is not present, so employee not found. So before updating, we will be searching for the employee using the ID, the same employee ID. You can see employee not found. And if I give any other input like 6, then you can see an exception has been raised, that is invalid input received. This is how exception handling works in C#. Thanks for watching.